do prices go down closer to the cruise date? Just got a $420 credit because the price I paid is that much cheaper now. Cruise December 10th, Independence of the Seas. Yes, they can. It's not usual. So pre-COVID, Carlene, it was less likely, but prices do go down. And actually, Carlene, you're taking advantage of the best price guarantee. So during COVID, Royal Caribbean updated their best price guarantee that even after final payment date, if there's a price drop, you get a cruise credit instead of before COVID, that what you would just been, that's it. But it can certainly. And that's actually one of the best things. I love this policy change because you can that's a lot of onboard credit right there that you can use. Prices they fluctuate. Like almost anything, they go up, they go down. And in general, I always recommend booking your cruise as early as you can, locking in that rate at the time. If anytime between the day you book and your final payment date, if the price goes down, you can always cancel and rebook at the new price. You're good to go. That we've known for many, many years. But now with the new best price guarantee under the Cruise with Confidence program, if after final payment date there is a price drop, then what Carlene experienced, what you can get as well, which is instead of getting money back, you get an onboard credit, which is really, really nice. So the month of October, do any ships do haunted house or trick-or-treating on board, costume party, etc.? Yes, if your cruise is over Halloween. So if you're going like my October 8th cruise, as an example, doesn't count. But if my cruise is over Halloween, then the answer would be yes on that one. Eric wants to know, what beach would I recommend in Nassau? I would definitely recommend, there's two beaches that come to mind. One is the easy one to get to, and that is Junkanoo Beach. You can walk there from the cruise port. It's fine. It's plenty fine. The other one would be the Cabbage Beach, which requires more of a cab ride to get there, but it's absolutely beautiful and stunning. There's not many facilities over there. The nice thing about Junkanoo is you can get like drinks and chairs and all that kind of stuff. So have I ever done a boardwalk balcony in the Oasis class? Thoughts? I have. It's great for people watching. It's usually cheaper than an ocean view balcony. So those are the reasons to book it. My wife would tell you that she still prefers the ocean view balconies she just likes looking at the ocean rather than the boardwalk. I actually don't mind the interior balconies because I like having a view I like people watching. It's a little more interesting. And we look on the ocean. It's pretty. Don't get me wrong. This is not about pretty or anything. This is about something to look at, something happening. Nothing ever happens on the ocean. Maybe a sunset. But I like people watching. So heading on to Independence in 4 days. Ever been on her? Any advice for Independence? We have the dining package. Ooh, love Independence of the Seas. Make sure you spend some time in Playmakers. One of the nights you got to eat at Playmakers with your dining package. It is a really nice space. I think I like that quite a bit. You've got Grease. The Broadway musical is on board. It's included with your cruise fare. I would definitely check that out. That's a great option for you to go on. For sail away, consider going out to the helipad. The helipad is available at any time for any guest to go to. You should go on the outside promenade deck on deck 4, I believe, and then walk forward. And it's a great spot in there. So, yep. Can you speak about the experience of not having a drink package and using your free loyalty drinks? I'm wondering if you found that to be enough or did you go over? Great question. It certainly, and I believe, Brian, you're Diamond Plus as well, because the difference is if you're Diamond, you get 4 drinks a day, Diamond Plus 5 drinks a day, Pinnacle 6. My experience with it was it worked just like a drink package. And the answer is I did go over on some days, especially at CocoCay. Because I'm also a social drinker, Brian. So like if we're at the bar, hypothetically speaking, I don't know that would, again, imagine this possibility. If I'm at the bar, I just like having a drink to sip on and while we're chatting with friends. So, I can do some real damage at night. But on port days, if we're like in Cozumel or wherever, not CocoCay, but a real port, I say real port, you know what I mean? Like shore excursions, the whole shebang. Then it's a lot better. It really comes down to how you drink more than anything. But again, Brian, even if you get your 5 drinks as a Diamond Plus and then order 3 or 4 drinks with cash, you're still basically coming out under the cost of the drink package. I generally found that again, this is my opinion on how I cruise, I think I still prefer the drink package for that flexibility, especially, if you get like a coffee as an example, which I usually do. I get an espresso. At least once or twice a day. That's like that. There you go. There's 2 drinks right there, right? That would be otherwise. So I do like it a lot more than the old Diamond drinks. That for sure is a much better upgrade. And I really, really love that. But but personally, it didn't really, I still think the drink package is a better fit for me. But if I could, Brian, my wife would absolutely just rely on that because that's all she ever needed. So, yep. Great question here from Carlos. Wants to know, if you purchase air to sea, are you 100% guaranteed to arrive on time for your cruise? No. What that means, that's a good question. Basically, what that means, Carlos, is air to sea will get you on board somewhere, but that doesn't mean that you're like guaranteed on time. What that means is they'll work with you to get you on the ship, which theoretically could be, Carlos, the ship left, your flight was canceled, there's no way you could get here in time, so we're going to fly you out to, Nassau and get you on board or something like that. If nothing else, also it'll allow you to maybe, if there's something that's really like the airline cancels your flight and you're out of luck, then you get a refund, which would not necessarily be available to you through the airline, that kind of a stuff there. So it's not exactly as straightforward as you said right there. If we're on a back-to-back cruise, same ship, will our negative COVID test from the first cruise count towards the second one, or we have to retest? Yeah. So kind of answering Brent's question earlier, Todd, no, your first test doesn't count, but they will give you another test on board during the first sailing. You'll get a letter in your room. You go and schedule one, and they do it on board the ship. It's complimentary for you to do, so you're good to go. Any hands on Labadee reopening? Heard that Royal Caribbean has yet to go back since the restart. You are correct. They have not gone back. I have no insight on it. They basically haven't said anything about it. They haven't made an announcement, but you're right. Royal Caribbean has been consistently skipping stops there since the restart. There's been a couple of things that are at play. And again, this is now Matt's opinion because, again, nothing's been announced. Number one, they had the presidential assassination over there, as you may or may not know. The president was assassinated. That left the country very much in. Haiti is always a country in turmoil. It turned that up to like times 10. Number two, they had an earthquake, less of an issue. I think that's Labadee is in a very remote area. The earthquake, I don't think really affected that, but that may or may not contribute to it. And number three, Haiti is a country that's also pretty much rejected COVID-19 vaccines. And that may play a factor as well. So don't know. And if I have any information, I'll be sure to share it. But yeah, what kind of things they do for a New Year's cruise? Ashley wants to know. It's a big party. Basically, they have different parties in different areas. So like, and again, this is all pre-COVID, Ashley, so I don't know what they're going to do this year. But before, they would have like the Royal Promenade, be like your Times Square party, right? They have the countdown, balloons, all that. You would have up and, the Viking Crown Lounge, you'd have like DJ party, the oomph, oomph, oomph kind of thing. Boleros have their own party. You have a different kind of party. Like there's different parties going on for different styles, or if you want a party hop, it's a giant party on board, basically. It's really nice. A lot of fun. Kirk says, Royal Caribbean's asking for ideas for the CocoCay expansion. What's your idea? I posted about this the other day, Kirk, on RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, which I think you probably read. And if you don't know, Royal Caribbean sent out. So let me back up. Number one, Royal Caribbean is expanding Perfect Day CocoCay. They're adding a new area. It's a new beach area that they're going to expand. And they sent out a survey. That's all they said. There was no details. And then last week, they sent emails out to a number of folks. And I posted about this at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com giving them ideas. It sounded like they're heavily leaning in the direction of an adults only area, Kirk. I don't know that for a fact. I don't know if it's going to cost money. Don't know. So that would, to me, be the likeliest option. But boy, you never know. This would not be the first time I've guessed on something and been totally wrong on it. Courtney wants to know how is Adventure Ocean with COVID measures? Think it will be required to be vaccinated once FDA approved? I think they will be, Courtney. But for right now, basically you're wearing a mask. There's limited capacity, so there's not a lot of kids in there. My kids went there in June. We're going to do it again when we go on Mariner to the Seas in about a week and a half. So I'll let you know on that. But I have no qualms about it at all. I thought they did a really nice job. There's better protocols than there are at my kids' school. As to whether or not kids will be required to be vaccinated, all I'll say is up till now, Royal Caribbean has required the vaccine for anyone who can get it. Logically speaking, it sounds like they'll probably continue that trend. I could be wrong on that. I don't know that for a fact. That's speculation on my part. We'll have to wait and see. So you never know. When and how do you apply for Royal Up? After final payment, Royal Up may or may not become available to you. Number one, the easiest way you get an email from Royal Caribbean saying, hey, Stacy, have we said how much we love you? And by the way, do you want to upgrade your room? You'll get an email from it. You can also go to Royal Caribbean's website. You'll find a Royal Up option there. You can put in your reservation number, and they'll tell you if there's any upgrade opportunities. But the email will almost always let you know that, there's the option there. So I thank you guys for joining me here on YouTube Live. We'll be back again next Monday. If you have more questions, you can always answer them or rather ask them next Monday. Don't forget, below this video, once the video goes live as a replay, let me know your best solo tips for going on a cruise by yourself below that. Also, check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Some new posts over there. Guys, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy, stay safe out there, do something fun, and we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. Bye, everybody.